Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Sophie if you're new here, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how I edit my Instagram photos, an updated version, and then I'm also going to show you guys a little bit into the feed planning process that I do, because I've been getting tons of questions on Instagram lately asking how to make your feed flow and how to just get like a cohesive, vibey feed. So I'm going to show you guys some of the tips and tricks that I do in editing and then for feed planning. So if you guys would like to see, then please keep on watching. So when I go to edit my Instagram photos, I always start with Facetune. So we're gonna go into Facetune first, and I have this photo of Zoe and I, and this is actually the photo that I posted on Instagram today. So I'm just gonna be using that photo to edit. So I'm gonna go to Retouch and then hit the smooth tool, and I'm just gonna smooth out my forehead, underneath my eyes, my smile lines, and then just a little bit on my cheek. And I saw that I got a little bit of my lip, so we're just going to erase that. And you don't want to smooth out too much because then you just look fake. So I'm going to smooth out my hand a little bit and then just my neck. So actually we're going to erase the neck. Yeah. So that looks good to me. And then now we're gonna go into details, and so hit retouch again and the details tool. So we're gonna detail our eyes and our earrings, my lips, and my rings. So that is it for details. Oh, and I'm gonna do my highlight. Sorry, I always do my highlight as well, just to kind of make your makeup pop a little bit. So after we're done with details, we're gonna hit the paint tool. And we're going to take the peachy shade that is already selected and just tap on the inner corner. And you could just see that there's just a little bit of brightness that it adds. So we're going to save that. And then we're going to go back into the paint tool and hit this brown shade. And I'm just going to lightly enhance my eyeliner and my eyelashes and then the inner corner, just to make my eyes pop a little bit more because I don't have lash extensions. So that is it for Facetune after that step. So we're gonna go and we're gonna save this picture. And so once we've saved the photo, I'm gonna put it into the app Retouch. And Retouch is a really great app because you can remove things that you don't want in your photo. So say that a light switch is in your photo, or your wall is dirty, or there's a mark on the wall, or the ground is dirty. You can literally just erase it and clean up your photo, and it just levels up your Instagram photo so much. So this is an app that I use almost on every photo if it's needed. Which is a lot of the time because I've been shooting in my bedroom, so it's like I'm bound to get like a light switch in the photo. So we're gonna hit the quick brush tool on Touch Retouch, and you're just going to erase these marks on the wall just to clean everything up. And then I'm seeing some paint on the wall like that, so we're going to just make it all blend and look nice. So it's super quick, super easy, but it just changes your photo completely. So once we save that, we're gonna go into Snapseed, which is one of my favorites. And we're gonna upload the image. So my phone always crashes when I go on Snapseed. It's like a thing that happens. So I'm probably going to be sitting here for a long time waiting for my photo to upload onto Snapseed.
5 hours later.
There we go. Okay, so here's our image in Snapseed. So we're going to hit the tools button and go to tune image, and we're going to turn the brightness up. We're going to turn the ambiance up to 7. Yeah. And then we're going to turn the shadows up to 50. Maybe the ambience up just a little bit more. Yeah, 29 actually looks a lot better. Okay, yeah, so that's all I do for Snapseed is I just adjust the lighting. So now we're gonna export this photo. So once that's saved, we're gonna go into Lightroom, and we are going to adjust the colors and the tones of the photo again. And Lightroom allows you to adjust the actual colors. So say the sky is too blue and you want to desaturate it a little bit, you can click on, I'll show you, but you can click on certain colors and desaturate them just to make your photo look a little bit less bright and a little bit less saturated. The color button, which is what I was just explaining, and you're gonna hit the mix and that little color wheel. And so I'm gonna go to the yellow first because I have blonde hair and sometimes in photos it comes off really, really yellow. So I'm just going to desaturate it to -5 because you don't want to do it too much because I clearly have blonde hair, but this is what it would look like if I desaturated the photo or if I turned it up all the way. So I think -5 is good enough. And so now we're going to go to the orange color, and the orange color helps make you tan. So I always want to be more tan because I'm so pale, like I always mention. So we're going to hit luminance and we're going to bring it down to, we're going to go -9 today. We're going to do that. But also, for the people wondering about the sky, like I was talking about, you would just tap on the blue and desaturate that. But since I don't have any blue in my photo, it's not doing anything. So that's it for the tones, is just the yellow and then the orange. And then we're going to hit light, and I'm just going to turn up the exposure slightly because I do like my photos bright. That's one thing, is I always like my photos nice and bright. So we're going to turn up the exposure. We're going to turn down the contrast a tiny bit to -2. And then we're going to turn up the shadows once again. And we're going to put those at +14. So that is it for my Lightroom. And the last editing app is Visco. So we're going to take our photo and we're going to pop it into Visco to put the filter on. So once we're done with Lightroom, we're going to go into the very last editing app, which is Visco, and we're going to import our photo to apply the filter. Okay, so we're going to tap on our photo, and then the favorites come up, and the favorites are all of my favorite filters. So I have all of my favorites saved, and the one that I've been using lately is A4. So we're going to hit A4 and we're going to put it down to 0.8. And I usually turn the filter down like pretty much all the way. And that's because I don't like a really filtered photo. So the most I'll probably do it is 2. But usually 0.8 to 2 is where I leave it. So we're going to save that, and then the very last step is adding on grain. So we're gonna put on 1. We're gonna put the grain on 1. And usually I put the grain on 1 or 1.5. So now we're just gonna hit next and save that. So now I'm gonna show you guys how to color match your feed. So you're gonna go into Planoly, and this is what my feed currently looks like. And as you can tell, I only have certain colors in my feed, and that's the biggest thing with making it cohesive, is sticking to certain colors. Because if I were to add in, say, the color orange to this feed or red, it just would not work. It would not make sense. So now I'm going to go into Planoly and I'm going to show you guys how I create a curated feed. So the biggest thing with creating a cohesive and a color palette that all flows together is to only post photos that work together. So my colors, for example, are blue, light pink, tan, white, and there's a little bit of green, and I could start working in green if I wanted to. So that's kind of what my feed looks like right now. Those are some photos that I have not posted, and I may not post them, but they're just kind of there so I can play around with what is currently going on. And so if I were to add in, say I was gonna wear a orange sweater and I was gonna put it into my feed, it just wouldn't work unless I put it in somewhere and then I started incorporating orange, working my way up. So you really have to, it's very strategic, and it is a science and it does take time, but you really have to just post colors that you want in your feed. And obviously PFG is a thing. We love PFG. But if I'm gonna go to, say, my Instagram, there's this feed right here, which is just strictly blues, blacks, grays, and dark colors. So that was something that was strategic as well. Like if I put in a hot pink neon dress, it just would not work with the vibe unless there was hot pink neon to like make it flow later on. So it's really difficult. So only stick to colors that you want to post, and then if you want to start incorporating different colors, then you'll have to color match them and find certain tones that match it. And you don't want it to be too side by side. You want to spread it out so that it flows nicely, if that makes sense. I'm so bad at explaining things. I'm so sorry if this makes no sense at all, but I really do hope this is helping you guys. And so I'm really only choosing those colors, and now I'm wanting to work black into my feed. So you can see black with the Chanel lip balm cap. Emma's outfit has black in it. Nitz's outfit has black in it. There's some black trimming on that pink dress that I'm wearing in Paris. And so now it's gonna start flowing for when I put black in it, because I'm starting to slowly incorporate the color black into my photo slightly, but still making it work with what I have down below, if that makes sense. This is pretty much all I do. I'm not gonna say that feed planning is easy, because it does take a long time and you really have to be patient, because it's not always gonna work. It took me really long to, I think, finally figure out like how to plan out a feed properly. So just trial and error, try new things. The app Planoly is so great with rearranging things and seeing what works and what doesn't. So I definitely would recommend those apps to you guys for feed planning and everything like that. So I really hope that this video was helpful to you guys. I hope you learned some new tips in editing and feed planning. Make sure that you guys subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on Instagram to stay updated with my latest content and YouTube videos. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.